Hello, how's it going? Welcome to Collector Creations. In this video, I want to discuss the two big film apps, and one of them isn't even a film app. No, I'm not talking about IMDb. I'm talking about Letterboxd and I'm going to stand a minute here. Letterboxd versus Serializd, and why they're actually both good. It's not really a comparison, like one's better than the other. Let's just talk about them, because I don't think many people talk about Serializd that much. Either way, let's give you a breakdown. If you're unaware of what these two apps are, they allow you to log movies and TV shows and do user reviews. It's IMDb, but classier. And arguably just a lot better. Let's be honest. Letterboxd has been out for a long time. It's developed from New Zealand, to my knowledge, and it's a meme. Like it's gone around that long that it's a meme now. God, that's my description of it. I don't know. You get a whole bunch of stuff. I've been on it since late 2018. You log your reviews. You got every half star from 0 to 5. You can't actually do 0-star reviews. You can just not do a star review at all. That's great. You can give a film a like, which is just a heart. They've got their Easter eggs, for Everything Everywhere, for Fight Club, for Scream, that kind of stuff. It's got all its quirks. The Gremlins one's my favourite. After midnight, if you shake your phone, the little gremlin will pop up and run away. It's always good. I love it. It's a movie lover's dream. You can follow people, you can like other people's reviews, you can comment, all that kind of jazz. It's a regular forum thing. It's very good. They've got newsletters, they've got people who pay too much for the app, they've got people who don't pay for the app. It's either way. I pay for the app. I'm a Patreon because I like changing posters. When they introduced that feature, I'm upgrading from Pro to Patron, and I'd only had Pro for like 7 months, so they refunded me like $10 from basically what I had left money-wise, leading up to my year of 365 days of having Pro, and went to Patreon. And honestly, so far it's really goddamn fun. Like, me and my mate decided to get it. Like, he got it a few days after me because he realized that he could just change all these posters to like Japanese posters, or like the goofiest posters that you can find for most of these movies. So, and by Japanese I mean because like the Japanese art styles for a lot of posters can be really interesting, or like look like cheap photoshops, but like it's kind of fun, so it's like aesthetically pleasing. Nevertheless, I find it very fun. I've got my top 4 favorite movies as my banner thing. I think if I take a look at it, not to mention my actual app, I've got the icon with the horror characters that I've decided. It's Jack Skellington, Ghostface, and Jason Voorhees, because I love horror films. You can have a little bio, links to your socials. I just have a link to my YouTube. Hello, YouTube. A little bio. I said that I watched 500 films in 2019, because so far that's my greatest achievement in life. It was like 509 films or something, but still, it's a good amount, My top 4 favorites are currently listed as House, or Hausu, from 1977, Love Serenade, Blade Runner 2049, and John Carpenter's The Thing. It occasionally changes, but for the most part, that's my current favorite 4, which is interesting. But yeah, that's just it. They're not my permanent favorite 4, but Blade Runner 2049 will probably always be my permanent favorite 4. You can have your own lists, whether they be whatever you want. Mine are currently curated. I've got Cronenberg lists. I've got my first time watches for 2023 lists for The Ring, my favorite horror films, 2023 in cinema, 2022 in cinema. A bunch of different franchises, all ranked. One of my favorite lists is the films I've introduced my girlfriend to, which I've got 85 movies that she hadn't seen by that stage that we started dating in 2019. So I've introduced her to 85 different films. That's not a lot, I know, but I don't live with her, so it's, it is what it is. I've got some of my favorite directors with Carpenter ranked. Godzilla as well, Halloween, Universal Monsters. My Kubrick one is locked. Haha, you can't look at all the 13 Kubrick films I have on my list because I haven't reviewed them all yet. I don't know, I guess I'm being promiscuous on that. I don't really know. Either way, gives you diary listings, so you have every single day that you've logged films. You can be specific as to what day you logged them in, that kind of jazz. You can say if you've rewatched a film, you know the jazz. There's tags. Tags are good. Always do tags. Put stuff in lists. Makes it a lot easier. The amount of time it's taken me to not do that, I don't like using too many tags, but mostly if I watch a film on Blu-ray, I'll list that. 4K, I'll list that. If it's a particular brand like Kino or Arrow Video, I'll list that. If it's in cinema, I'll do that. If it's a cinema I really like the Astor, I'll link that. If I'm with friends, I'll say I'm with this person. It's great. It just makes it easier for me. It really doesn't. I don't need to say that, but I've liked over 3,000 movies. I've watched over 168 this year, with 1,509 listed in here. Not all the movies. Some are short films. Some are miniseries. You can obviously make different accounts as well. My Make Guy has 2 accounts. One's for short films. One's for movies, which includes miniseries. I don't think he logs miniseries anymore since getting serialized. You can obviously add films to your watch list. I've got 93 currently added. When you do watch a film, it will, tick that off for you. I'm currently following 36 people and I have 75 followers. It's not a lot, but still, it's not bad. I've added 1,720 films to my diary. I imagine because I've done a bunch of rewatches. I don't know. We'll see. And it obviously tells you what your friends have watched, and you can tap on their profiles. You can see what they've been watching of late, what their top 4 favorites are, what's popular this week, what's popular amongst friends, all kinds of stuff. It's great. It's a wonderful place to be on. You can post meme reviews, and by meme reviews, it's a funny little one-line zinger that'll get you all the likes. There are people who do that, which is fine. There are people who hate that people do that as well. Like some people, I know Carson Ronquist, another fellow YouTuber, does the occasional one-line kind of meme review. They're not really meme reviews. It's just like kind of jokey but kind of serious as well. Something like talking about The Incredibles. Hot damn, does Miss Incredible have a big petunia and gets 3,000 likes, Wow, valid criticism on a movie there, my dude. But it is what it is. It's a funny gag. Hey, I'll give that a like. Like Twitter. It's useless, but it's funny. But then there are obviously proper critics or people who will take the time to write thick-ass essays. And that's perfectly fine. There are professional people who will write the start of their essay and will have the rest linked to their, actual website and their actual essay that, actual review that they get paid to write. It's fine. It's just how it goes. It's the better version of Rotten Tomatoes because people aren't psychopaths. Anyway, I guess it's worth talking, obviously, because that's basically, I'd say that's the gist, but that's the most relevant things I feel like I should say. You've got films, you've got reviews from friends. Wow, I didn't know that was a thing. Okay, I can look at just the reviews part of my friends list, as well as popular friends. New from friends, popular from friends. A lot of stuff. I didn't realize James had watched. Okay. Well, there you go. I didn't realize people had watched this stuff. I didn't actually look at the review thing. I'd never seen it before. How did I not know that was a thing? It's a whole different tab. There's lists, new lists from friends. There's journal, which is, of course, Letterboxd itself, telling you new things that you can look at. They will send you weekly emails if you choose to. I like it because you get the weekly roundup of how many films you've watched in that week, what main big reviews are popping from friends, or people that you don't like. Here's popular reviews of the week kind of deal. Here are popular lists of the week. So you can get into looking at new forms of cinema, understanding other people's tastes, that kind of stuff. It's very community-based, I feel like. You don't always have to connect with everyone or talk with everyone or whatever, because there's no messenger system, but it's just nice, and I like liking my mates' reviews. They don't like mine back. It's fine. I don't feel disingenuous. I don't feel dishonored at all. But at the same time, I get random people liking my stuff. It's just kind of nice, I've got a few people that follow me that will like almost every review I post, as long as they've seen it within the time between me watching movies. But of course you can still add mini-series as well. I've added Twin Peaks The Return, most recently Miss Davis as well. These are limited event series or limited one season things that for the most part haven't added multiple seasons to it. Say you can add Twin Peaks The Return, but you can't add any of the earlier seasons, but you can add the unaired, well, the international pilot, because that is a feature-length runtime and technically a standalone thing on an international basis, as well as Twin Peaks, Fire Walk with Me, and The Missing Pieces. Always fun. But yeah, so they've got a bit of rules, and people don't always like the fact that you can add a mini-series to it, but you can't add a TV series, you know. But that's where Serializd comes in. Now, Serializd, I don't know anything about its development whatsoever, which is kind of weird, but it's also pretty new. I only got it in January of last year, maybe February at the latest, at the earliest. People are kind of surprised by it. I mean, like, it has taken a while for it to launch up. It's Serializd in Serializd. It'll be in the title. It's fine. You can go on your phone. You can go on your laptop. Serializd is both a platform for tracking TV shows and a community for people passionate about television. It is to TV what Google Reads is to books, or Letterboxd is to movie, or Backlogged is to games. Serializd allows you to track what you're watching, see what other people are saying about TV shows, make lists of shows and episodes, and more. It is also free to use. It's on iOS and Android and web. They get all their stuff from the movie TMDB, the movie database. That's basically all I can see about it. Yeah, because that's the basic gist. What do I want to say about Serializd? Now, Serializd is still I'd say it's always changing. You know, it's still updating itself, but it's basically like, what if you did a version of Letterboxd without it being a complete rip-off of Letterboxd? Because at the same time, it's for TV shows, so you can have a delineation, but it's the same kind of setup and formula. So, let's go into my apps. So, we have Serializd. You have a list of upcoming episodes. It tells you what the episodes are, and, you know, what episodes they are, what dates they come out, and such. In this case, I have Ted Lasso coming out, which I haven't been watching the latest season, but it's still telling me what's happening, because I think I had logged it that I'd seen it, but I don't know if I've reviewed any episodes. Then you've got Barry, because this is the end of May I'm filming this. Got Yellow Jackets, Succession, I Think You Should Leave, and Always Sunny. A lot of good stuff coming out soon. A lot of good stuff ending. Next up for me, an episode of The Simpsons, because me and my mates occasionally watch random episodes of TV shows. We watched an episode 10 of like season 6 or 7, I don't know. We watched the X-Files episode of The Simpsons, and so episode 11 is now suggesting is next for me to watch, but I'm not watching that show. That's a bit of a grievance for me, where you can watch random stuff and it say, now you can watch this episode, that's your next one to watch, even though I'm not watching that show. It's a bit annoying. So say like episode 5 of the X-Files is there, same as episode 2 of The Americans, and episode 6 of season 4 of Lost. I'd watched all the previous episodes of those with my mates on basically the same night. I think Lost and The Americans was one night, and then about a week later was X-Files and The Simpsons. Columbo I'm still continuing my watch for, and Samurai Jack I'm 5 episodes in. But of course I can click see all. It's got this little TV man, which is cute. So yeah, that's when I'm to season 8 of that. You got X-Files, Americans, Lost, Columbo, Samurai Jack, Twilight Zone, and House. Twilight Zone I should just continue watching. House, I have no interest in. Americans, I'm alright. The first episode was really good, but I don't really find much interest to watch more of the show, even though it's got like 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 seasons, I don't know. And X-Files, I've watched most of it before anyway. Then I got Activity from Friends. I don't follow many people on Serializd. It's basically my mate Guy, and he again has 2 accounts, where one of them is his individual episodes of TV shows. One of them is a whole series for a TV show. Say like, which is weird to me. I don't know why he does that. Like for Letterboxd it makes sense, because he has one account for watching movies and limited event series or whatever. But then he also has one account for short films. I just watch short films and give them a like. I don't usually give them reviews. Because, I mean, I'll give them reviews, but I won't give them, like, ratings, like star ratings, unless I really, really love them. So, like, if it's a complete masterpiece, it's, like, almost undisputed, I'll give it that 5 stars. But for the most part, I don't really strive to give them star reviews. Either way, I still give... You can log different shows. Obviously, there's trending for me, which just shows that, boy, I hope none of y'all want spoilers, because we've got for you Barry, Succession, Better Call Saul, Yellow Jackets. Trending, you got a lot of Ted Lasso. I guess the latest episode just came out, as well as Succession as well. So this is giving you by likes as to how many people are liking these reviews, which is always nice. For these ones, recent as well, Turner and Hooch, don't even know what that is. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, wow, someone really is watching that in this day and age. Ed, Ed and Eddie, good for you, Black Peter Griff. You've got your search icon, which allows you to, of course, find popular TV shows, trending TV shows, different trending lists and trending people and genres. It's pretty simplified, which is nice. Profile-wise, you've got my profile here. I've got Twin Peaks as my favorite show, so that's my main background. You can choose your main background based on your shows. I think if I go to the settings thing, I got bio, favorite shows, profile, banner. See, Twin Peaks is my favorite show listed first, so I've chosen a banner from that. And of course, my picture is a creature from the Black Lagoon. It's not even a TV show. I just really like the picture. I think it's the same picture I have for Letterboxd. Still, it says that I currently have spent 2 months, 26 days, and 2 hours watching 3,511 episodes. That's not in the past, like, 2 years. It's not in the past year since I got the app. That's just like because I've logged shows of I've completely watched this show and completely watched this show. Because unfortunately, I got the app a few months after it came out, and I had in that past year watched Sopranos, Buffy, and Angel, and a bunch of other stuff prior to that. But then I was able to start watching Mad Men and a bunch of other stuff after that, so I could log each of those episodes. So I've got my favorite shows as Twin Peaks and Futurama. I know, new season of Futurama coming out. That's going to be interesting. Got Avatar, Last Airbender, Better Call Saul, and I Think You Should Leave. I'm currently watching Barry and Succession and Yellow Jackets, all of which will be ending by the time this has come out, that's for sure, as in this video. Columbo is always a continued thing, so I can know what the hell I'm up to, because there's like 10, 11 seasons of that show to watch. Samurai Jack, because I started watching it to watch it before I met Phil Lamar, but he didn't come to Australia in the end, so I stopped watching it. I did like it, but I just had other shows to watch, so I just kind of got caught up. And Twilight Zone, because I have its anthology. It's just nice to know what I'm up to, kind of deal. But there is a lot of currently watching, as I do have. It's just those 6 shows. And I'm currently rewatching Barry, and in the lead up to the end of season 4. Most of my reviews have peaked around the 4-star rating because I like watching really good shows. Tis the Endeavor again. Better Call Saul, I think I logged all of it on this when I started rewatching it. Mad Men I hadn't seen, so I watched all of that and logged it on here. I've got diary, reviews, lists. I have not got a single. I've got a list of favorite shows. That's it. I haven't bothered. I don't really do much customization on this app, if it helps. I think, how many followers do I have? I've got 5 followers. 2 of them are the same person, and I'm currently following that same person. Wonderful. If I look at diary, what else do we have? Yeah, it gives you the basic stuff. You know, you got Miss Davis there, Yellow Jacket. Basically what I've been watching throughout all of May, which is fine. But yeah, that's basically the gist of it. There's not really too much else to say. So of course, breaking down the 2 apps, what else is there to look at? Not really much. I mean, they're not connected accounts, so you can make 2 different accounts for both apps. You can obviously make several accounts. I don't really want to do that. Like, I don't know why my mate guy does that. Like, does he have one for his laptop and one for his phone? So if he does a short, he goes on his laptop and, you know, logs it there, which I imagine he would, because where else are you going to watch shorts on? I imagine Criterion Channel and YouTube, unless he, like, just finds them, like YouTubers in... What the hell is on YouTube? I don't know. Anything, I guess. I think for the most part it's interesting that Serializd doesn't yet have like as much of a big reputation as Letterboxd. Like, I hear and see a lot of people talking about Letterboxd on Twitter. It's a thing. It's a brand. It's a thing that, like I said, like a meme where there's people who love it, there are people who hate it. Well, not really hate it, but a pretentiousness to some degree of Letterboxd, because Letterboxd is almost basically for really big film lovers. But at the same time, anyone can have it. Like, it's not exclusive. I have it. I know I love films. Ha 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 ha. But, like, I still like logging what films I've seen. I even have on my notes app just to tell me what movies I've seen this year alone, just so I can keep up to date with that, even though it literally has it on the app of Letterboxd. I don't need to have an extra list. I just like having the extra list. It makes it easier for me. Mostly because if I add like a short or a documentary that's like a making of documentary, which I can add to Letterboxd assuming it exists when you search it up, some of them do assuming that they're over, or say over 40 minutes long, because I think feature length is basically 60 minutes, but something that's over 40 minutes can exist there outside of some short films, which obviously there's a lot of short films that still exist on Letterboxd. But like, say like a short like interview that's a special feature on a Blu-ray probably won't exist on Letterboxd, but say I watched Brain Damage the other day, the Arrow video version, and they've got a documentary making of, and that's featured on Letterboxd. So there is a quality there to it where I could log that as well and give my opinion on it. I've logged stuff that a lot of people haven't seen, that like 2 or 3 people have also logged and no one else has. It's fine. I find more preference obviously going on Letterboxd because I like more movies than I do TV shows, but I do love watching TV. It's fun to see what other people are thinking of shows that are currently airing, especially like the latest season of Barry and Succession and Yellow Jackets, like seeing what other people are looking at for these same episodes. It's not as easy to find reviews for because, again, I like finding specific reviews for the episodes I'm watching. So it's not like I'm going to just like click on a show and just find a whole list of reviews. I have to like click on an episode, and then I usually go through either a review that I've like logged, and then I can click see other reviews that other people have logged for this episode, and that allows me to see other people's reviews. But I don't know, like, it's pretty tricky to find the workaround to find those individual reviews for that episode. I'll see if I can find it for like a random episode of a show. I go on a show like Ted Lasso. You've seen that I've logged it. I've given the first 2 seasons a high rating. I haven't individually logged each 2 seasons, but the 3 seasons do exist there. If I try tapping on latest episode, I can't get anything. But if I tap on reviews and see all, I can limit it to, click on this little icon in the top corner. You got listing all seasons. Let's say listing for season 1, include episode reviews, X out, and I get... Okay, that backfired. Okay, so you can't really refresh it, it'll automatically do it for you. Okay, that's cool. Because if you refresh it, it'll just delete your specific thing. So in this case, season 1, you got some person reviewing all of season 1. Then you got someone reviewing season 1, episode 10, season 1, episode 1, and so forth and so on. I think there are comments as well, so you can have your say about certain things. It doesn't... Okay, it does tell you that there are comments as well. That's makes life a lot easier. That's pretty good, It's pretty simple. It has banners up on the top for like coming episodes, just random shows that are popular right now. So again, Yellow Jackets, Succession, they're all finales, premieres for shows. Oh my god, so many shows. So yeah, for the most part though, I really enjoy both apps. Letterboxd I go on a lot more of, but at the same time, if I'm watching a TV show, especially if I'm binge watching, the only issue with that is kind of like the issue with binge watching a film. You got to be able to process what you've seen in a shorter period of time, and then be able to put that into a star rating and potentially into words. But yeah, for the most part, I find a lot of enjoyment going on both apps. There is still that delineation of trying to find good reviews, like to process an episode, especially like a lot of the episodes that I'm watching that come out like immediately, I'm going to be like, oh, this is an easy 5 stars, but then I could watch it again in a year's time and be like, it's 3.5. But that's the same thing with reviewing films. If you want to put in the detail of giving it a star rating and giving it an actual written review, and most of the time for the TV shows, I don't bother with anything highly analytical. Most of Serializd that I've seen so far is at most a paragraph, but for the most part, 1 to 2 lines of things, you know. I don't like to throw in quotes from episodes of shows I've watched, especially Succession. That's an easy one-liner kind of thing. But then something like Barry, I'll maybe put in a small opinion. Every now and then I'll just basically just say something. If it's something that's like really, if it's something that's not very popular right now, say like when I watched that X-Files, no, when I watched that Lost episode, I gave it like 5 stars, and the review itself, I just pinned down as saying, like, I watched this randomly with 2 of my mates, one who'd seen the film show, and it's like his favorite episode, and we had like no context going in except for the basis of the show because I've seen the first season, and I was like, this is a masterpiece by itself. You don't need to watch the show. You can just watch this one episode. Like, you don't have to just watch this one episode, but it's a really solid episode, and that's garnered quite a number of likes because people like, you know, I'm listing my experience and how it amazed me and how it as an episode was great. Gave it 5 stars and it's gotten a few likes. I'm pretty happy with that. Whereas there's a show called Kunk on Earth, Kunk on Britain. Most of those I'll just grab a random one-liner because, you know, could you blow a whole orchestra? I like going on the app and getting those random like little notifications saying this person has liked your review on this, and most of the time it's a one-line review from like either Kunk or something like Yellow Jackets or Succession. It's always fun. There's always just random people. I can look at their reviews, what they've liked, what their profile shows. It's good stuff. So for the most part, there's no real contrast. One's for TV, one's for movies. They're both really fun. If you like logging TV shows, you don't have to give reviews. You can just say that you've watched it and that maybe give it a small little review. My mate just likes logging the episode so he knows what the hell he's watched. It's just a lot easier that way. And again, he delineates for 2 different accounts so he can say one account shows the whole show he's watched. Maybe a star rating for the whole show. Because I prefer to give a whole season a whole review and not give individual episodes reviews, but I still give individual episodes reviews, mostly out of my preference of the episode. Do I like this one a lot? 4 stars. If I don't like it a lot, 2 stars, you know? I don't know, I don't really delineate, but that's what I mean. But yeah, so that's all for now. Thanks for watching. Please let me know if you've got a Letterboxd or a Serializd account, and I don't know, drop a link down below, or your username, probably easier. I will have links to my Letterboxd and Serializd down below, and you can check them out if you'd like. Letterboxd gives you an idea of what movies I might be doing reviews or analysis or whatever for in the future. I probably won't, but you don't know until you know. And TV shows, just because I like watching TV shows. It's pretty simple. Anyway, that's all for now. See you next time. Adios.